Hello, let's do Wordle for September 21st. We'll give our members wheel a spin and see what we're starting with today. All right, we've got Hater, suggested by Andrew Powers. Hopefully it's not an A-E-R trap word today. All right, well, it was Hater, right? Let's start with Hater. All right, well, there's an E, but not an R, so we're safe there. Interesting place for an E, because it's not going to be ED, it's not going to be ES, except for like rare situations. Like bleed would be fine. I don't think I want to guess bleed. S, L, N are the common letters left. Let's see what we can do here. What can go before the E? Like IE is technically possible, but I'm not seeing a good way to do it. OE just doesn't look right at all. Y maybe, but probably not. So IE, like sleigh, but we don't have enough letters for that. SN. What if I do double E? So like SL double E. Sleep. That seems fine. Well, okay. Not double E. We learned that. So N is the only like super common letter left. We also have like D, G are pretty common. F maybe. C definitely. What can I do here? Like what are we ending in? Like a Y? An N? Do we end in EN? What can we do there? Vixen? Horrible letters, but I want to know if it ends in EN. Ooh, there's a V. Ooh, so it probably ends in VEN. Not 7. Is it an O or a U before that V? Oven. Coven? Like a witch's coven? Nice. Oh, that's not an easy word. Cool. I enjoyed that. I did mention C was common-ish. All right. Very interesting. I wonder how I wonder how good Vixen actually was. I bet it was only Coven after it, but we'll see. Let's check the bot. I have an updated bot, and I also have in maybe a week or two, it'll get hosted somewhere and it'll be publicly available. That's what I've been told. But of course, that's subject to change. I am not the author of it, and so I just play and use it. All right. So Coven was the answer. Let's start with Hater. So what we've got here is the bold words are on the answer list. The non-bolds are not on the answer list. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is it's updated the guest list. It's in the options, so I can choose a few different things. But I'm making it so it only guesses like the same things that the Wordlebot would reasonably would guess. So like those really rare words, it's not gonna use those anymore. So it should be a more realistic solve, which is pretty nice. So from here, it's suggesting novel. I did sleep, which is not on our list here. So my sleep was 2.888 guesses left. All right. From here, it suggests vined. It's suggesting to an ED word. If we want to end in N, given, widen, women, coven, woven are all good ones. It is not suggesting vixen, but let's see what happens here. So from vixen, the answer is coven or woven. So woven was the only other option. So that V was very lucky. It said it was 2.48 guesses left on average. Worst case. All right, so I won a 50-50 after Vixen, and it didn't like Vixen too much. It would have done Novel. Novel's very close to Coven, so it's Coven versus Woven, so 50-50 on that. Very nice. Novel is great, actually. I wish I'd thought of that. We can start with Saleh. And it actually suggests that with this and with the current way I have set up stuff, trans is actually the best possible guess in hard mode. In non-hard mode, it's slate. Pretty interesting. But we'll start with Saleh. So it says, hey, so we're a little bit in danger here because it might be an ER word. It's not, so it doesn't actually have to worry. But it's going to go bowed. And then it's going to go mopey. And then it goes Coven or Roger or Rover. So if it didn't do Coven, let's say it did Roger, then now it's only Coven. All right, interesting solve there. It gets it in 4 or 5. And if we do steal instead, then it's going to do chive and then coven is the answer. It could do cover or covey. So like it could get a little bit trapped here, but eventually you'll get coven and not lose. All right. And then adieu. From adieu, it's going to go novel, but it might lose. But in this case, it doesn't. It was worried about ER traps, tower, sour. So the OWER trap is when it would have lost on. Now we're down to coven woven. Novel is just a really good guess for today. Audio, it's going to go stomp. It would have lost on OER trap words and the Ollie trap. Felon would have lost also on the Ollie trap. But luckily, it wasn't either of those. Now it's down to 3 answers. It says pick one of them. So it could do coven, it could do woken, then coven, etc. All right, we'll look at trace here. All right, it's going to go decoy. And now it's chemo or coven. It could go chemo coven if it wanted to. All right, and I had a request to start with place as well, since that's what the Wordlebot does. So place, then coder, then covey, and then coven or covet. So it could get it in 4 or 5. We'll compare that to the official bot. Actually, we'll do that right now. So let's bring this back in. And let's do, did we beat the bot? Analysis. All right, skill 90, luck 49, steps 4 compared to 3.1. So people are getting coven pretty quick. 90 skill is pretty good. All right, so let's just look at all these. It found these decent. Vixen was an 86. Not much to see there. All right, so it would done place coder comet coven. That's actually very similar to place coder. And then instead of comet, is comet on this list? Comet is on the list, but it thinks covey's a little bit better. I actually, why wouldn't less than or equal to 2 be better than guaranteed to? I wonder about the sorting here. I'll ask him about that. If you're watching, maybe he watches my stuff. All right. But anyway, the bot says comet to coven, which I think makes a little bit more sense to do a less than or equal to, not a 2. I have to keep that in mind. All right. Coven is only at 0.2 start. Interesting. Fewer I guess fewer hard mode cheaters maybe is what's happening here. Guess okay, so we have a 97.6% solve rate, which is actually relatively low. People are losing on cousin. Oof. So you just don't know the word coven then. And you're going through the keyboard, you get to Z before V. Woven, yeah, the coven woven thing that we saw. Copen, hoven, Cohen, Coden, Doven. Interesting that Doven's a word, at least accepted. All right, cool. Well, let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.